Ladies, I need why all to listen carefully, because this is one of those truths that most women don't want to hear. But you are going to thank me later. I see it all the time, women out here giving everything they got, running after men, calling, texting, checking in, asking, what are we? Over and over, trying to get attention, trying to make him love them harder. And guess what? That rarely works. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's real talk. Men, as much as we like to pretend we are different, we respond to what we have to work for. You make yourself too available, too predictable, too easy, and he starts taking you for granted. And that, ladies, is when you lose your power in a relationship before it even starts. Now, I am not telling you to play games in a childish way. I am talking about strategy. I am talking about understanding human nature and your own worth. You see, men are hunters by design. I don't care if he, Mr. Sensitive, Mr. Career Focused, Mr. Chill Deep Down. A man wants to feel like he earning something valuable. If you hand it to him on a silver platter, he does feel the need to chase it. And chasing is what makes a man realize your value. Chasing is what makes a man commit. Chasing is what makes him see that you are not just another woman. You're the woman. Let me tell you something about vanishing, not permanently, but strategically. You've got to pull back. Stop being so available. Stop replying instantly. Stop texting first all the time. Stop calling and making yourself predictable. You want him to notice when you're gone. You want him to feel a little emptiness where you used to be. You want him to think, man, I don't see her around. And life isn't the same. Because when he starts to realize what he has been taking for granted, that is when he starts to remember all those little things he loves about you. The laughs, the way you support him, the way your energy lights up a room. And don't get it twisted, ladies, this is manipulation. This is self-respect. This is understanding that your love, your time, your energy is precious. You don't owe a man constant attention just because he shows up sometime. If he's not treating you the way you deserve, then pulling back is necessary. And when you do this, something magical happens. Men start to step up. They start to realize that the woman they thought was always there might not be. They start to recognize that she's just dating it. It's losing the chance at a life partner. If they don't pay attention now. I've got women telling me all the time, Steve, I am scared if I stop talking to him, he'll forget about me. Let me tell you something, if he forgets about you, then he wasn't worth the time anyway. If he forgets about you, then you just dodged a bullet. But if he notices your absence, if he starts calling, if he starts making an effort, then you're dealing with a man who's serious. And a serious man is the kind of man who can love you fully, respect you deeply, and eventually commit with marriage in mind. Because, ladies, a man who loves you does want to lose you. And sometimes the only way for him to see that is for you to step back and vanish a little. Now, you might be thinking, Steve, what if he doesn't chase me? What if he moves on? Listen, ladies, this is where knowing your worth comes in. If he does chase, if he does realize your value, that is a reflection on him, not you. You got to be willing to walk away from someone who does see your worth, because when you do, you are creating space for someone who will. And make no mistake, there is nothing more attractive than a woman who respects herself, a woman who has her own life, her own goals, her own friends, her own energy, her own joy. That woman does beg, does chase, does panic. When a man does respond immediately, that woman knows her value and she demands respect. I remember one story a woman told me. She said she was dating a guy for a few months and she realized he was only showing up when it was convenient for him. So she decided to pull back a little. She did text first. She did call first. She stopped rearranging her schedule for him. And you know what happened? Within a week, he was calling her, showing up, apologizing for not appreciating her, and suddenly he started treating her differently. And that is not unusual. That is human nature. Men don't fully appreciate what? As easy. They don't chase what they don't need to, but remove yourself strategically, and they see the light. They see the value. And that's when you hold the power. And here is the beauty of it. This is just about getting him to beg to marry you. It about showing yourself that you are in control of your life, your emotions, and your love. It about living in such a way that your happiness does depend on a man's attention. And when you live like that, when you vanish a little, when you step back, when you value yourself, men don't. Just notice they admire, they respect, and they chase. And let me tell you something. Chasing a queen is a very different thing than chasing a woman who's always there waiting. A queen is worth the effort. A queen commands respect. A queen does settle. And a man who wants her better be willing to show up and prove he's worthy. So ladies, if you want to see him beg, if you want to see him commit, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is step back. Stop being predictable. Stop being too available. Step into your life. Shine in your energy. Focus on your goals, your friends, your family, your joy. Let him feel your absence. Let him feel that void. And watch how fast he realizes he does want to live without you. Because the truth is, men may come and go, but the man who sees your worth, who loves you truly, who respects you deeply, he will chase you. And when he does, he won't just be dating you. He'll be begging to make you his wife. Ladies, never forget this. Your presence is powerful. Your attention is precious. Your love is valuable. Don't give it away to someone who doesn't deserve it. And sometimes the best way to make a man see what he has is to vanish. Just enough so he can feel what it's like when you're not there. That's when you hold the power. That's when he realizes you're not just anyone. You're the one he can't live without. Ladies, I want y'all to listen real carefully because what I'm about to say is something a lot of women don't want to hear, but they need to. I see it every day, women falling in love with a man so quickly that they forget themselves. They're texting him nonstop, checking his messages, rearranging their lives just to fit his schedule, giving away their power little by little. And men notice, but not always in the way you hope. They notice the attention, but when it's too easy, they don't value it. They don't respect it. And that's the problem. You see, love isn't about giving everything freely and hoping it sticks. Love is about balance, respect, and understanding human nature. Men are wired to chase. I don't care how sensitive he is, how chill he seems, or how modern. He acts deep down. A man wants to feel like he's earned something. That's why women get frustrated when a man doesn't commit right away. It's not because he doesn't care. It's because he hasn't realized what he could lose. And if you keep giving all your time, all your attention, and all your energy, he may never realize it. You've got to make him see that your presence isn't automatic, that your love isn't guaranteed. Now, let me tell you about vanishing, not disappearing forever, but stepping back strategically. It's about creating space for him to realize your worth. Stop being the one who always texts first. Stop being the one who calls first. Stop being the one who bends over backward every time he wants something. Step back. Be busy. Live your life. Go out with friends. Focus on your career. Explore new hobbies. Invest in yourself. And let him feel the absence. Let him feel that the woman he's been taking for granted isn't just going to be there waiting for him every single time. Because when a man starts noticing the gap you've left, that's when he starts thinking, wait a minute, life isn't the same without her. I need her. And don't get me wrong, this isn't playing games. This isn't about tricking a man. This is about respecting yourself, understanding your value, and recognizing that love is a two-way street. When a man truly loves you, he wants to earn you. He wants to show up. But if you hand yourself over freely, if you make yourself too predictable, he may never make the effort. And effort is what separates men who are serious about you from men who just want convenience. Let me tell you a story I heard recently. A woman had been dating this guy for a while, and she realized he wasn't making her feel special. He wasn't committing, he wasn't chasing, and he seemed to take her presence for granted, so she decided to step back. She stopped texting first. She stopped being immediately available. She started focusing on herself. Within a few days, he noticed the change. He started calling, asking about her. And eventually, he was showing up more consistently. And what she realized is that sometimes men need to feel a little absence to appreciate your presence. It's not about manipulation. It's about creating a reality where your value is undeniable. Now let's talk about fear. I know some women are scared to vanish because they're worried he'll forget them or move on. Let me tell you something, if he moves on, he wasn't meant for you. That's not loss, that's clarity. The right man doesn't just notice your absence, he steps up. He pursues. He proves that he values you. And when he does, you're no longer just a girlfriend or a companion. You become the woman he sees as a life partner, the woman he can't imagine living without. Vanishing strategically also gives you a chance to strengthen yourself. You see, too many women define their happiness through a man. They wait for his text, his calls, his attention, and that is a dangerous place to be. Your happiness should come from your passions, your dreams, your friendships, your growth. When you live a full life, when you shine in your own light, men notice. They see that you are not waiting around for anyone, and that is magnetic. That is the kind of presence that makes a man realize he's chasing a queen, not just another woman. Another thing I want to point out vanishing is just about getting a man to chase you. It is about teaching him respect. A man who truly loves you will respect your space, respect your time, and respect your boundaries. He'll recognize that your attention is tea-free, that your love is tea-disposable. And when he does, he starts to appreciate the kind of woman you are, the one who knows her worth and won't settle for less. That is when he starts thinking long-term. That is when he starts imagining a life where you, not just a girlfriend, but a wife. And here, something else, ladies. While you're vanishing, Don, just sit there waiting. Don, just cross your fingers hoping he'll come around. Live. Be joyful. Be independent. Explore things you love. Invest in your future. Because when a man sees that you're thriving without him, it hits him differently. It makes him realize that losing you is not an option. That you are not just someone to pass the time with. You are the real deal. You are the woman he's been searching for without even knowing it. And let's be honest, there's nothing more powerful than a woman who knows what she wants. When you disappear a little and make him chase, you are showing him that you have standards. You're showing him that you won't settle for anything less than love, respect, and commitment. You're showing him that you were worth the effort. And when a man recognizes that, something shifts inside of him. He stops taking you for granted. He steps up. He commits. And before you know it, he's not just dating you. He's begging to make you his wife. So remember, ladies, vanishing isn't about playing games. It's about showing yourself respect, creating space for him to see your worth, and living a life full of joy and purpose. It's about understanding that love works best when it's mutual, when effort is required, and when absence makes the heart grow fonder. When you do this right, you don't just make a man chase you. You make him realize that he doesn't want to live without you. And that, my friends, is how a woman becomes truly irresistible. Ladies, listen to me, because this is where a lot of women miss it. You want a man to commit. You want him to see you as the woman he can't live without. You want him begging to marry you? Then you've got to understand something about human nature. Men value what they have to work for. You see, too many women think that if they give all their love, all their attention, and all their time, that's going to make a man stick. No, that's not how it works. That just makes him comfortable. And comfort does not create commitment. Comfort creates complacency. Complacency creates taking you for granted. Now, I want you to think about this. How often have you seen a man start to pursue a woman when she was always right there, waiting, available at a moment's notice? Rarely, right? That's because humans, men included, often take what's too easy for granted. But when a woman pulls back, when she becomes less predictable, when she steps into her own life, suddenly he starts noticing all the little things he overlooked. Suddenly, he remembers how she laughs, how she supports him, how she lights up a room just by being there. Suddenly, he realizes he's been missing out. And that's when the magic happens. I want to tell you about a woman I know. She was dating a man for a year, and she realized she was the one always putting in the effort. She was the one calling, the one arranging dates, the one making sacrifices. And the man, he wasn't stepping up. He wasn't valuing her presence. So one day she made a choice. She decided to vanish, not completely, but strategically. She stopped texting first. She stopped making herself immediately available. She started focusing on herself, her friends, her hobbies, her work, her happiness. And within weeks, everything changed. He started reaching out, showing up more, apologizing for taking her for granted, and eventually he proposed. Now, that's not magic. That's understanding human nature. That's using absence strategically to show value. And don't get it twisted. This isn't about playing games or tricking a man. This is about self-respect. This is about knowing that your love is valuable and that not just anyone deserves it. When a man sees that you have boundaries, that you have standards, that your attention and affection are not automatic, he begins to respect you in a deeper way. And respect is what leads to commitment. Respect is what leads to a man realizing he wants to spend his life with you. Now, I know some of you are scared. You're scared that if you step back, he'll move on. You're scared that your absence will make him forget you. Let me tell you something, if he forgets you, then he wasn't worth your time to begin with. But if he notices, if he starts putting in the effort, if he starts showing up in ways he never did before, then you know you're dealing with a man who's serious, a man who can love you fully, a man who can commit, because commitment doesn't happen without effort. And effort only happens when a man realizes the value of what he could lose. Vanishing strategically also gives you something priceless, perspective. When you step back, you get to see who he really is. You get to see if he's the type of man who steps up when challenged, or if he only shows up when it's convenient. You get to see if he's truly invested in you, or just enjoying the perks of your presence. And that's powerful because it allows you to make decisions based on reality, not hope. Hope is dangerous in relationships. Reality is liberating. And while you're stepping back, don't just sit there waiting for him to come around. Live your life fully. Pursue your passion. Spend time with friends. Learn something new. Focus on your career, your dreams, your health, your joy. When a man sees that you are thriving without him, it hits differently. Suddenly, he realizes you're not someone who's going to wait around for him. Suddenly, he realizes that losing you is not an option. Suddenly, he realizes you're the kind of woman worth committing to. Let me tell you something else about men. Men want to feel needed, but they also want to feel earned. They don't want love handed to them on a silver platter. They want to chase it. They want to work for it. And when you vanish strategically, when you pull back just enough, you give him that opportunity to prove he's serious. You give him that opportunity to show up, to fight for you, to demonstrate that he values what he has. And when he does, the relationship transforms. He's no longer taking you for granted. He's no longer treating you casually. He's thinking about the future. He's thinking about marriage. I've talked to so many women who were afraid to step back because they didn't want to lose him. But here's the truth. If he's meant to be in your life, pulling back will make him realize he doesn't want to live without you. If he's not meant to be, pulling back will give you clarity. Either way, you win. And winning isn't about tricking a man. Winning is about taking control of your life, your love, and your happiness. And ladies, let me be very clear. This strategy isn't just about making a man chase you. It's about creating respect. A man who respects you, who values you, who understands your boundaries, that's the man who can commit. That's the man who can build a life with you. That's the man who can love you the way you deserve to be loved. When he starts realizing what he could lose, when he starts putting in the effort, when he starts showing up consistently, that when he'll be begging to make you his wife. So remember, vanishing is about playing games.